Wahoo! Welcome everybody to episode 20 of the GVGCast, the end of week news show where we kick back. We're not even news show, just end of week podcast hangout show where we kick back, talk about what we've been playing, what we've been up to, and welcome the weekend together. I'm your host for today, Ash Paulson, and I am joined as always by my good friend and GVG co-founder Derek Bittner, as well as our superstar video editor Brandon Miracle, and our other superstar, art director Daniel Alba. Everybody, how's it going? Superstars all around.
Right.
Nice.
Doing well.
There's a lot on my plate.
Yeah, no, it feels like we always say that, like, oh, the weekend's over, or the weekend's here, the week is over, thank God, we're all so tired. Which, I guess that's just adulting for you, but I had to start things off with a fierce wahoo, because I've been playing, of course, the Klonoa Fantasy Reverie Collection, or series, excuse me, and I wasn't on GVGcast last week to talk about it, so I had to bring the Klonoa hype today. And yeah, but we'll get into that later. Derek, you said you had a lot on your plate, man. What are you up to?
I mean, the big thing is, of course, the Xeno series retrospective, which I can confirm that I am finished with the rough draft of that. It's roughly 30 pages, which roughly equals about 90 minutes. Woo! But I still have to finalize that script and record and get through all that. And I have 2 weeks until Xenoblade 3 comes out. Oh, dear God. So I'm working to try to get that ready in time and all set to go, and then I'm going to, of course, hopefully be able to do a review of Xeno 3. Obviously, did not get it early, but that'd be my next project, is just have a review of Xeno 3, because I've done a review of every one of those games, not the original Xeno, but the definitive edition. Except for Torna. John took Torna. I forget why he took Torna, but he did take Torna.
Okay.
For that one. But
we'll have to start rolling out the red carpet for you, Derek.
Why?
Yeah,
I don't even know.
All these feature-length videos.
Yeah.
Oh, right. I don't even think about it. It just is like, oh yeah, that's just how long it ended up. I enjoy the research. I enjoy discovering it all, and it's a lot of fun for that. And I wanted to say this last week, but thankfully there's plenty of time to get it done. Speaking of Wahoo, Ash, I was invited by a good friend Lucas Thomas over at Nintendo Force to review Klonoa Dream Reverie for Nintendo Force.
Right. Which is awesome. It's a really cool opportunity you got there. I'm super happy for you.
Yeah, it's one of those cool things where grew up reading gaming magazines, and now I get to write in one. I mean, that's neat.
Yeah. And and that was a really cool full circle moment for me too. Like, I haven't actually done an article for Nintendo Life, but to have us featured, as Good Vibes Gaming, and have a little article about us in Nintendo Force. Like you, I grew up reading all these different video game magazines, and that's what, kind of set me on the career path I ultimately chose. And so to actually be in a game magazine in some way is a really cool full circle moment. So that's super cool, man.
Yeah, I'm super excited for it. Excuse me, just adjusting my own thing because I've not centered and it's bugging me. I'm running the stream and it's been a while, so
Yeah.
Hot seat.
And you're a great choice to review that as well, because like me, Derek, you also have a soft spot for Klonoa. You played the games back in the day, and you and I share that love of Klonoa, so you're a great choice.
I actually have Klonoa 2 on PS2. It is
Same.
That's how I got introduced to the series, and I love that game. It has one of my most memorable PlayStation 2 moments in it. That moment where you're hoverboarding and you go over the waterfall and that giant dip on PS2, seeing that for the first time.
Yeah.
I actually felt my stomach go up into my chest like you do for the roller coasters and stuff like that, or over big hills. And I don't know, cool. It just always stands out.
Oh yeah, like to this day, and I mentioned this on my Klonoa launch day stream last week at exactly this time actually. One of my favorite moments in any PS2 game is when you first start playing the first stage of Klonoa 2, the Sea of Tears, and the music. It's such an atmospheric, kind of melancholy opening to a game, which is unusual for a platformer, especially a really cute mascot platformer. And it's just, every time I start Sea of Tears, I just get goosebumps. It's such an atmospheric opening stage.
Makes sense after the ending of Klonoa 1.
That's for sure. And we will get more into Klonoa in a little bit, but as always, we do have a sponsor for today's episode, and that, of course, is the Game Orb, who has been supporting us from the very beginning. The Game Warp is a YouTube channel that brings commentary and gameplay footage from the Nintendo Switch and Xbox Series X gaming systems. While games like Splatoon 2, Sonic Colors Ultimate, and Super Mario 64 can be seen on the channel, along with others, the Game Warp will also now be adding Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu to the gaming collection, so be sure to subscribe to the Game Warp at the link in the description, and also there are some links that Eddie provided, the Game Warp provided, to some of their favorite videos, so certainly check those out if you could in the description. I'm also, as always, going to pin a link to his channel in chat. And yeah, please go show the Game Warp all the love you can, because they really have been supporting us from the very beginning. So thank you so much, Eddie, so much. And there we go, pinned to the chat. And yeah, so going back to Klonoa for a second, I wanted to mention this on the cast today. I was playing Klonoa 1 in front of my wife, and she knew that I loved Klonoa, but she never really had any exposure to him in the past. So she's like, oh, what's Klonoa about? This is pretty cool. Oh, he's so cute. This is great. Oh, wahoo, dippity-da, this is great. But then she sees me, and I'm not going to spoil anything, but then she sees me play the end, the ending and finale of Klonoa 1, and she's like, the fuck is this? What in the world am I watching? This is traumatic. And that's as far as I'll take it. I don't want to spoil anything, but if you know, you know.
I mean, there's even moments before that where it's like it goes harder than you'd expect.
Oh yeah, and yeah. So she saw the ending, and then that other scene. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh,
and
I think
she's
I do.
like, yeah, and she's like, what? I thought this was supposed to be like really cute. I'm like, well, it is, but it's kind of like Kirby. It's really cute and really colorful until it isn't, and it gets really dark. So, but I could talk about Klonoa forever. Daniel, Brandon, we've been dominating the conversation. Sorry, guys. What have you been up to?
Well, I also played a little bit of Klonoa. I am not very far in the first game yet, but just hearing that has me very confused.
It seems so innocent at first, right?
Yep. Just wait. Something just prepare yourself.
Something
man.
About some certain cute games, I swear.
Yeah, things happen in Klonoa. Both games, not just one and two. So just get ready. Get ready, Brandon. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know, maybe about halfway the way through Klonoa 2. So I've already beaten Klonoa 1 at this point, and I've experienced these events that we'll not be speaking of on stream.
Yeah.
But yeah, both Brandon and I haven't played Klonoa until this release, haven't we? Just another tick of things that we share in common for some reason. And and it's really interesting to be introduced to something like this years after people have already have such nostalgia for it, because like playing it now, it's fairly simple. Like it's you only have essentially one command with the with the Wind Ring, and and then that kind of gets expanded upon when you play the second game, because depending on who you grab, you're given more actions depending on your the enemy that you grab. But still at the same time, like it's fairly basic, but I that's fine, because I can give this game to like my 7-year-old little sister, and she can. I have confidence that she can play through it, especially with more accessibility options. There's an easier mode now too, that makes it a lot more possible for people who maybe aren't good at platformers or are just younger gamers to get through a game like this, and I appreciate that very much. But yeah.
I've been hearing from so many people, especially a bunch of our patrons who are just now discovering Klonoa through the Fantasy Reverie series. And I'm so happy that a brand new generation of players are discovering these wonderful games, because I've been trying to preach the gospel of Klonoa for years now, just like Derek. I'm like, these games are
magazines
amazing.
did the same as well. Like they was like, these are great. It's why I picked up Klonoa 2. It's just like it's one of the best uses of 2.5D, especially Klonoa 2.
It is. It really is.
I was very close to buying Klonoa 1 remake on Wii, because
I never picked that up. I don't know why I didn't.
It looked great.
It was actually it's a decent remake. It's not. It made some stylistic changes compared to the PS1 original that I think a lot of fans weren't happy with, myself included. But it's not a bad game. Like, it's still a good remake. It's just I don't think it holds up to the PS1 original. Like, I think that still. And fortunately, some of what they did in the Fantasy Reverie series, kind of hews more closely back to that original instead of the remake.
They use the original recordings. You can hear that PS1 compression.
Oh, you sure can. Yeah,
I love that about it.
Nice and crunchy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it is. I before we move on from this, Daniel, I gotta ask: did you
I did. When you survive, save all 6 of the, I forgot what their names were, but in every stage, and that unlocks. Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah,
oh my god,
it shows how you can take a simple concept and just make it brutal.
And Klonoa 2 has 2 of those extra levels, like challenge levels, so you can look forward to those.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's kind of like, it brings me back to Kirby again, where it starts off something that anybody can play, but then if you really want that challenge, at the very end, if you've done everything, they'll have that challenge for you. And yeah, I died a lot. I love how they just give you like 9 1-up coins in each checkpoint, just so that you can freely die several times before you figure out how to chain the hopping your double jumps over and over. Oh, it was a little painful, but we managed to get through it.
I just wish they had added some sort of use to collecting all the gems. Because there's
it's really
no
just
reason.
bragging rights. There's no reason to really.
It's hard to collect all the gems.
It is.
When you hit that little fairy that lets you get double, you have to time it so tightly to get it actually, so that you actually get 150 at the end of the stage. I'm kind of glad there isn't anything for that, because I would be pulling my hair out getting all these gems.
That is true.
Well, in Klonoa 2, there's a scrapbook that you get a page added to for every stage you get all the Dreamstones in.
I just saw that.
You can just look that up, and it's like here's what's funny. I completely agree, and I actually did get all the Dreamstones in every stage back on the PS2. But I have a feeling it feels like they tightened the timing for the fairies, because I don't remember it being quite that hard back on PlayStation.
So harsh.
2. So I think they might have tightened the timing on that, because I don't remember it being that hard. So it's really weird. But yeah. Clearly, we're all talking about this, how hyped we are about Klonoa. If you haven't checked out the Fantasy Reverie series yet, you should do it. There's a demo on every platform. Check out Klonoa for yourself. This is such a special series, and apparently it's doing very well. It was top of the Steam charts right after its release, and hey, if it does well enough, maybe we'll actually get a proper Klonoa 3. Who knows, right? It might actually.
It could happen. It could happen.
Yeah.
I do got to ask, because I haven't had a chance to talk to him much, but obviously I'm not super into the series or anything. But Brandon, I see you're in the post game of Sunbreak. How was Sunbreak? Did it treat you well?
Sunbreak's fantastic.
Nice.
As a longtime Monster Hunter fan, one of the things I look for most in these games is difficulty. And since World and Rise were both a lot more welcoming, I guess, to new players in that regard. But they save all the hard junk for the expansion content. And let me tell you, once you roll credits, things get bad.
Nice.
I just hit the end of current content in the game, so now I'm just looking forward to the bevy of updates that are going to be coming out for this over the course of the next year.
Yeah.
Nice. They're just going to keep. Sunbreak's going to be going for a while, I would imagine. Just Monster Hunter Rise in general just seems like it keeps getting bigger and better.
Yeah, they did the same thing with Monster Hunter World. Iceborne had content updates for about 1.5 years, 2 years.
Okay.
So I think this is just going to lead us right up until the, Monster Hunter 6, which I assume will be a PS5 game.
Sure, that would make sense.
It makes sense.
Yeah, man, you've been having a real good time playing that on Twitch, as we checked out the other day. So speaking of, for everyone listening out there, did you know we have a Twitch? You can catch us, me and Brandon, playing on Twitch on games like Monster Hunter. And earlier this week, we were playing Sonic Origins. We had a really chaotic time playing Sonic 2 and part of Sonic 3 and Knuckles. That was one of my favorite streams that we've done so far. That's just what.
Nice.
Official GVG on Twitch. We are at 1,600 followers. If you want to go ahead and give us a follow, we want to see us grow. And you might be seeing more of Ash on there soon too, as well.
Yeah, so, I'm starting to have my stream set up. I'm getting that set up, and so I'll be able to start streaming a little more. And as I did mention, I think the first game I really want to stream, and it's been highly requested, is Omori. And I have never played Omori, and I know it's something that I should go in blind, not knowing anything, and I basically don't know much about it, other than it reminds me of Earthbound, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
Do not spread to the internet with that game.
I know nothing. I
I wanted to do that with Brandon, but then he beat it in that weekend, so I was like, well.
But, I was so mad. I had no idea you wanted to do that.
I know we beat it in a day.
I finally got to experience a little bit of Tunic because Amy played that on her Twitch. And
nice.
And that is, God, that game looks just seems like a lot of fun.
It's on my game of the year
wonderful.
list. Please
Wow.
play.
I actually got reminded, thanks to Azrain here. How did you enjoy Exoprimal, Brandon? Because you streamed that as
really
well.
Fun. If you were there on Twitch when we were trying to get it to work, we had some problems for an hour, both with Steve's computer crashing as well as us being unable to actually get into the game because it's a network test.
Nah.
It's going to happen. But once we actually got started playing, there is no other feeling that quite matches just spraying bullets at a sea of velociraptors pouring out of a wormhole.
It looks amazing. Like, it looks like it's great fun. I didn't get into the beta. I forgot to sign up for it, so that's my fault. But I really want to play it with you guys because it looks like it's just a riot.
It's
like
super fun.
Yeah.
My only real criticism so far, and this was something that was shared with both me, Steve, as well as my roommate Joe, who joined us for that stream. It is the mode that you can currently play is 5v5 PvE. So what you do is you have multiple stages of missions that you complete as a team, and then you have a final mission where you're directly competing against the other team. So one of the final missions you can get, for example, is basically tower control from Splatoon.
Oh, okay.
But the catch here is that if you get to the final mission faster than the other team, you'll end up in that final mission by yourself while the other team catches up. So you could move the tower without any other people getting in your way.
Oh.
Wow.
Our main criticism is that there was too much of an emphasis on that kind of PvP at the end, and we would like to see a mode that is purely just player versus dinosaur.
That does seem to be the real fun.
PVD.
Yeah.
By the way, to answer a quick question from Almada Warrior in our YouTube chat, where's John? John's in bed. It's 1:30 in the morning for him, but he was on last week. Yeah, he was on with you two, Brandon and Daniel, last week to do an earlier in the day GVGcast at 12 p.m. Pacific, which is 8 p.m. his time. So he is around, but we don't expect him to be up at 1 a.m. That's not fair to him. He has a family, he has sleep he needs to get, but he will be back for future GVGcasts. Don't worry. And hey, potentially next week. We don't know exactly what's going on next week, but I know Derek and I have a little news on that front in terms of our own absences next week. You want to talk about what you're doing, Derek?
I mean, I've basically already said it. I want to get Zeno done in time. Yeah. I just, having this extra time, like get out of bed and then spend a few hours just editing and getting stuff done. I mean, the more time I have, the better. Time is at a premium, so just, I got to take a step back in order to get stuff done. So
right. So you won't be on the show next week, and neither will I, because I am actually headed next Monday. I'm headed to the UK and Ireland for like a week and a half, and I'll still be around. I'll be in our Discord. I'll still be, working on Patreon stuff, but I won't be able to be on the show because I'll be abroad. And essentially, I'm going to our former TNT guest, Aaron Cooper, is like my best friend, and I'm actually his best man for his wedding. And so he's having his bachelor party, and I'm flying over to the UK next week to do that with him, and we're headed to Dublin. And so that's going to be a blast. And then at the same time, the company I work for my day job is based in the UK, so I'm going to finally get to meet all the rest of my day job coworkers and, have a nice dinner with them or something. But so I will not be on the show next week either for that reason, but I'll still be around in the Discord server and still hanging out. So yeah, but maybe John will do next week's show with you guys, or maybe Steve might do it. We're not sure yet, but so Derek and I will be out, but we'll be back the following week.
Try to limit how much I do until that is done, just because timing is a good thing with this sort of video.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Oh, yeah.
No, definitely. Yeah.
Need to capitalize.
We do have some super chats to read out. First off is Aramis Baramis every week, man. Aramis Baramis.
Seriously.
Hey,
wow.
$50. Thank you so much. You were so incredibly kind. Hey, GVG crew, here's to another great cast. Well, thank you. It's great because you are here and all of you are here. This cast would not be great without all of you in the audience. So thank you, Aramis, so much for your generosity. And we've got Scar the Dragon with another matchup, $2. Thank you, Scar. Ant Dude versus Kid Icarus. You choose. And I think this is the first time you've pitted two YouTubers against each other in a fight to the death, I guess. I I don't know their martial abilities. I don't,
I know Caddy tends to be more chaotic and fighty in his videos, so I'm gonna go Caddy.
And Caddy's, I think, a bigger guy. I haven't met Caddy in person, but I've met, Ant Dude in person, and I feel like just based on the Caddy videos I've seen, he seems like a bigger guy. So, but then again, Ant Dude could secretly be a ninja for all we know. I don't know. Maybe he's like a crazy black belt or something. So it's hard to say, but I'm gonna go with Caddy for this one.
Yeah, I wasn't sure, so I decided to go to the source. I in between the time of reading this question and right now, I have DM'd both Caddy and Ant Dude. Caddy has yet to respond.
Oh,
I mean, it's 1:30 in the morning. He's UK.
Well, unfortunately, I guess we'll find out. I'll
No.
update you later. But Ant Dude did answer, and when I asked him, "Can you take Catechris in a fight?" he said, "Yes. I'll give him saltier American food and dehydrate him first."
Oh, nice.
That's
okay.
to fight dirty.
Yeah, that's strategic. I like that strategy. Well, maybe Ant Dude then.
Ant's fighting with a little bit more than just his muscle. So
yeah,
I don't know.
He's scrappy. He's got those smarts, man.
As someone who's been in the ring with Ant a few times in various video games, I'm gonna have to give it to Ant.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
I know his power level.
Nice. We got to get
Still-
together and then.
Still couldn't
I've
beat
never
us in
played-
Fortune Street.
Oh,
Oh no.
I've never played like Smash with Ant or anything. We gotta have like a YouTuber Smash tournament or video or something. That'd be a lot of fun.
GVG
Yeah,
versus maybe.
GVG versus. Yeah, exactly.
We'll get us all together. Yeah, I'm down for it.
Rec BCQ with $5. Thank you, Rec. Shiny Hunting Tepig and Pokemon Black. Wish me luck against the 1 out of 8,192 odds. Dear Lord, good luck, Rec. That's
Good luck.
Those are some odds. Those are some odds for sure.
I've never shiny hunted a starter, and that's part of the reason why. I do not have that patience.
Nope. I just, if I'm going to get a shiny, it needs to come to me naturally. I'm not going to work my way towards it.
Yeah. Our good friend Jaden Buck is here. $5. Thank you, Jaden. Crazy Question Fridays. Crazy question number 46. If there was Danimals flavored coffee, would you try it? I'm the coffee guy.
I don't like coffee in the first place.
Yeah, I mean, I love coffee, and I feel like if I didn't try it, people would be like, Ash, what's wrong? You're the coffee guy. Try it. I would try it. I'd probably hate it, but I'd try it. Sure.
I can count the number of times I've had coffee on my hands, so probably not. That's not to say I dislike coffee. I just don't like warm drinks very much. You know what I'm saying?
Iced coffee, man. My favorite drink of all time. Just do the iced coffee thing, man.
Can you get that without sugar? Otherwise, I'm out of luck.
You can. You can just get iced black coffee. Yeah, just drink it black and
Black.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure that
try
tastes
that.
real good.
Oh god.
I don't know. I kind of like black coffee. But I know, Derek, you hate coffee though. You're just not a coffee guy.
No, I'm not.
I do like black coffee.
Same.
With that being my only real option, I'm very lucky to actually enjoy black coffee.
Yeah, nice. Blaystar25 with $20. Thank you so much, Blaystar. Hey GVG crew, it's my birthday tomorrow, and I wanted to send some good vibes your way. Thank you so much for all the hard work you do and for being such positive, kind-hearted people. You're awesome. Well, you're awesome, Blaystar, and
happy birthday.
Almost birthday. Yeah.
Early birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much for
That's
spending
awesome.
some of your pre-birthday time with us. Thank you so much for the kind donation, and we're only as awesome as our audience, and you are awesome as well. So thank you very much, Blaze, and have a great birthday. I hope you can just play lots of video games, eat lots of great food, hang out with friends, have a great time.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Next is a name that I don't recognize. This is great. I love this name. Grown Conk with $5. That's a great name. Thank you. Kirby Dream Buffet has my full attention and already got me craving even more Kirby games, namely ports of the post-Return to Dreamland games.
Ooh,
Hey,
Switch ports of Triple Deluxe and
please.
Planet Robobot. That'd be awesome.
Planet Robobot on the big screen with headphones, lights off. Oh my god, I can't even. That would be too good. That would be too good.
I've finally been playing through Planet Robobot, and I now understand.
You get it. You get it.
It is
Oh my
the
God.
best
So
Kirby
good.
game.
I
It's
did that
basically
earlier
like
this year.
it's like Kirby. It's like Kirby crossed with Mega Man X Ride Armor. It's awesome. Sorry, Daniel, what were you saying?
No, I was just saying I was in that same situation earlier this year. I had to educate myself when we were discussing the Forgotten Land, and yeah, it's one of my favorite Kirby games, definitely.
Brandon, if you haven't finished it, you have not seen anything yet. It's as good as you know it is right now. Hang on, man. Just hang on to your pants. Because and you've played Superstar, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We played it on stream.
Oh, that's right. You guys played on the stream. Okay, that's all I'll say about that. I just wanted to make sure you have played Superstar before you finish Planet Robobot.
Gotta compare those because other people say it's the best. Yeah. I claim Planet Robobot is better.
You know what?
I claim Triple Deluxe and Planet Robobot is better, than Superstar. But that's just me.
Yeah.
You know what? I used to be on Team Superstar, and it is still in my top 3. But I have actually come around. I would say Planet Robobot is my number 1 Kirby game now.
As it should.
Superstar's number 2, and Forgotten Land's number 3. But I mean, I love Superstar, but Planet Robobot just barely edges it out, and that ending, that final boss battle. Oh my god, Brandon, you gotta text me when you finish Klonoa 1, or message me, text me when you finish Klonoa 1, and when you finish Planet Robobot, because I gotta hear your raw thoughts, man.
Will do.
Yeah. Titus Malvolio is back. Our good friend Titus, $5. Thank you so much. If you stream Omori, Ash, try to ignore backseat gamers. Also, it's okay to look up spoiler-free guides to the game's true ending. Thank you for that, because I have heard from others. Yeah, I've heard that Omori is very much like Undertale, where backseat gamers can really kind of ruin it for you if you don't have the greatest audience. So I'm a little nervous about that. And I did hear that it's best to look up spoiler-free guides to make sure I don't miss the true ending. So thank you for those.
I'll say this much, Ash. I got the true ending just naturally.
Oh, did you? Okay.
I'm fairly confident you will too.
Really?
Just knowing you, I think you will.
Oh, fair enough. Well, then maybe I shouldn't look up any guides. Yeah, okay.
My guess is don't be a jerk.
Which, yeah, that's...
Yeah.
That shouldn't be too hard for me. So, okay, good to know. Well, that's all the Super Chats for now. We'll, of course, read more Super Chats as they come in throughout the show. But we were one thing I do want to point out before we talk about some of the week's news is that we were talking about Klonoa, the Fantasy Reverie series, doing very well sales-wise. Shredder's Revenge just hit 1 million copies. They hit 1 million in a week. 1 million sold in 1 week, which is so great to hear.
That does not surprise me.
No, but I'm so glad. A lot of pizza, a lot of cowabungas, and I'm so happy because the game is so freaking good.
We are so getting DLC.
Oh, totally getting DLC. And it's just, I hope this means that we'll see another TMNT beat 'em up in the future. Maybe, who knows what Dotemu and Tribute are going to work on next. I'm personally hoping for a new X-Men beat 'em up, 6 players. That would be so cool.
That's the thing. Will they continue TMNT or will they switch to another? Because there's a lot of nostalgic beat 'em ups out there. And
yeah.
I'll say this. If they do another Turtles beat 'em up, I grew up with the 03 show, so I would love to take on that.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, Turtle Dimensions or something like that, and have various turtles of from all the animated series. You got like each level is in a different style, where you have like the classic comic, you have the the 80s,
cool.
the 03, the and so forth.
Jim Henson animatronics.
Yes, the movie.
Yeah.
Do it.
Absolutely.
And as Azran points out in our live audience patron chat, that's just sales. Plenty of people are like us and played it on Game Pass too. So yeah, that's just sales. That's not even counting people who played it on Game Pass. And yeah, so I couldn't be happier. The game is so good and it deserves all the success. And I'm just so happy that it hit 1 million in a week. That's great. So yeah, I just thought I'd mention that really quick. But yeah, we do have some cool stuff to talk about this week regarding some upcoming games. One thing, Multiversus. Brandon and Danley, you guys had a really good time with that game during the closed beta, and I got to play a little bit of the closed beta. But now, we now know that the open beta is starting on July 26th with early access starting on the 19th, and I actually already got the email. I got early access.
Nice.
So did I.
I'm not going to be here. I'm going to be in the UK. I can't play it.
That's why.
I know. I can't play it. I'm going to have my Switch with me, but it's not a Switch game, so... I unfortunately can't play during the closed period, and I get back the 2 days after the open beta starts. So unfortunately, I'm going to miss out.
Go figure.
But yeah, go figure. But I'm really looking forward to playing
Giant
more
this time.
Yeah.
Iron Giant. All the they're doing a lot with this one. Like all the unlocks that you get in the the battle pass, like they're actually going to carry over onto the actual game this time.
Oh, cool.
And, it's basically a soft launch.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So pretty much everybody who was participating in the early access alpha, they automatically have access on the early open beta on the 19th.
Okay.
So we're already set for that, and we'll probably be on stream again.
It hurts not to be able to like be here and play it during the early access, because I really enjoyed what I played of it during the closed beta, and
we still haven't played together.
More. We haven't played together, and I will say though, as cool as Iron Giant being in this game is, I feel like the fact that Iron Giant keeps showing up in these games, did nobody watch the Iron Giant or have an understanding of who this character is? He doesn't want to fight. But stop making the Iron Giant fight, people.
Well, he gets to fight with Superman.
He's even got yes on.
Yeah, but he's man.
At the same time, he's not a main attacker. He's like a tank. I think he's more of a supportive role, which is the whole purpose of Multiversus, is that it's built around 2 players. So I'm pretty sure true. You want to have one Iron Giant or whatever they have, maybe like increase defenses or something to help support the one that they're with. So I'm waiting to see what it looks like, because I'm sure he'll still have some attacks that will like maybe accidentally hurt somebody and kill someone else. Who knows?
Right.
But looking forward to it.
See, they're pointing a weapon at him, and now he can't help but attack back.
Oh no!
Oh man! I just recently saw Ready Player One on a flight recently, and it was enjoyable. I liked it, but the whole time I'm seeing the Iron Giant in it, it wasn't great. It was fine, but like the Iron Giant's in it, and the whole time I'm like, he wouldn't be doing this though. He's not. He doesn't wreak havoc on things, at least not in his regular nature.
I mean, it stands well for gamers not understanding the origins of things and just like, it looks cool and we're going to do it. So I guess it fits from that aspect. But
yeah, it's not the Iron Giant. It's a player using him as a skin. Right?
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
More or less.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't like that movie, but you can explain that away.
Mm-hmm. Right. The thing I'm waiting for still is, I guess apparently in a data mine there were references to the Animaniacs found in a Multiversus data mine, and that is what I'm waiting for, man. Give me Yakko, Wacko, and Dot as a combination character.
That'd be fun.
They're my main. If they get in, they are my main for that game. It's done. It's over.
Dude, I just want Samurai Jack, and to have him have
sick.
I want his that one episode where he's a gangster and he has that whole like the whole zoot suit and everything going on.
Yeah,
I want that skin on there. That'd be amazing.
You gotta have that skin. You gotta have his bearded skin from the last season.
And when a character gets KO'd, I want Aku to go Bwah! when someone gets KO'd. That'd be incredible, because you can customize those too. Oh, I have it all planned out, guys.
And
Warner Brothers.
And Jack can go full Shulk, just fighting his small clothes.
And if the Animaniacs get in, that Yakko's KO sound's got to be good night, everybody. Like, it's got to be that. It's got to be.
There's so many fun
water
things they can
tower
do
to be the battlefield for that one.
Oh, that'd be
totally.
perfect.
And for Samurai Jack, I want Aku's lair, because I've always loved the way it looked.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Everything in that show is so dynamic and artistically made. I could talk about that forever, but that's not this podcast.
Yeah.
Whoa. Jaden Buck, I hadn't heard this. Jaden Buck says apparently we might even be getting 11 from Stranger Things. That's cool.
That would not surprise me.
He's in the league. Yeah,
that would be really cool. And Old Man Jason says Ash controlling his dad. Well, it wouldn't be the first time. I've been playing as Raphael and Shredder's Revenge, so I'm already controlling him. Great.
You're Raw Paulson over here.
Right. And don't worry, Captain Costia. I'm 99.9% sure Derek meant he doesn't like Ready Player One, not Iron Giant.
Yeah. I love Iron Giant. I'm talking about Ready Player One.
How could you hate Iron Giant?
Yeah, seriously.
I don't know if I could
that
trust
movie
someone if they
will make you cry.
Oh, it'll wreck you. Absolutely wreck you. But speaking of things that make me cry, I know we all love Naoki Yoshida. I love him. He's great. Great guy. But he said something about in a Final Fantasy 16 interview this week that kind of made me go, ugh. And he said that FF16 doesn't have turn-based combat because that doesn't appeal to younger players. And that seems like a really broad statement to make. I'm not a younger player, obviously. I'm old. We're all old to different degrees here. But I don't feel as though turn-based combat in general just doesn't appeal to maybe they have data supporting that, but that just seems such a blanket statement. Turn-based combat's great.
How many turn-based combat games do you know of right now, Ash?
There aren't that many. I mean, Live Alive's coming very soon. And, Octopath Traveler, of course. DQ3 is coming up. But it's just, it hurts.
There's
I guess,
examples, but it's not the big modern stuff. You're pointing to retro things, and Dragon Quest just stays traditional. Even that might change with 12. We don't know yet.
Man.
But for the AAA games, yes.
I'm not saying that FF16 needed to be turn-based, or it would be better if it was turn-based, but that just bums me out, because it gives me this idea that at least for the games that he is in charge of, that Square Enix really don't believe that turn-based combat is viable. And I'm like, but it is. Turn-based combat is still great. It has its place.
I'm not so sure he's saying that from the core gamer perspective.
Sure.
I know, kids play Fortnite, right?
Right.
Like,
right.
all the kids play Fortnite. It's not so limited. So he might be referencing that crowd more so than just your typical gamer.
It also might be one of those cases where the translation comes across as more inflammatory than it really is.
No, I think so. And you are right, Daniel. The exact quote is, "I'm from a generation that grew up with command and turn-based RPGs. I think I understand how interesting and immersive it can be, but on the other hand, for the past decade or so, I've seen quite a number of opinions saying I don't understand the attraction of selecting commands in video games." So he definitely isn't saying that he thinks turn-based combat sucks. He just thinks that's the perspective that younger players have, and maybe he's right. I don't have data in front of me that support that either way. But I have, talked to younger players who enjoy turn-based games. So, I don't know. It just seems like a really, really broad statement to make. But you are totally right, Brandon. He's not saying turn-based sucks or anything like that.
I'm seeing a lot of Pokemon in chat. And you know what? That's a good example.
Pokemon's a great example. Yeah. And Bravely Default 2 came out just last year. And is, strictly turn-based. So it's still, it's still getting...
Well, they're still out there, but it's just, again, I'm talking, when's the last AAA RPG, JRPG, that had turn-based combat? Honestly, I think it's Lost
Persona?
Odyssey. Oh, Persona 5.
No,
Persona 5.
DQ11.
Quest 11?
And Dragon Quest 11,
yeah. But yeah, and Persona 5 as well. But yeah, hopefully that, I hope that turn-based doesn't... I've seen that opinion, like, turn-based, battle systems are... old hat, and they have no place in modern gaming. That is categorically not true. DQ11, Persona 5, games like that prove that turn-based can work in a modern context, but I digress. We also have a couple more super chats. I missed one. Alan Wilkinson with £2. Thank you very much, Alan. TJ Omega versus Black Nerd Comedy, general knowledge. I'm
only familiar with Black Nerd Comedy, so I go with him.
I've been watching Black Nerd for as long as I've been on YouTube, so I'll say that as well.
Me too. I honestly have never heard of TJ Omega, so for me it's Black Nerd Comedy by default. What about you, Daniel?
I mean, yeah, I'm in the same house as all you guys. I've been loving their videos for as long as I've been watching their comedy, and I love them, so I got to go with them.
Yeah, but no disrespect toward TJ Omega. I'm sure they're great.
All.
Just not familiar with them.
There's a lot of YouTubers out there.
That is for sure.
So many.
Yeah, those damn YouTubers, right? Like us. Hey, it's Dingo with $5. Thank you very much, Dingo. I'd look forward to more memes about how much swearing is in Mega Man Battle Network 2's localization once the Legacy Collection comes out.
Really?
Yeah, Battle Network 2 has some... I'll send you a screenshot later, Brandon, but Battle Network 2 has some wild dialogue in it. And if I can find it while we're talking, I'll just send it to you on the show and just post it in chat. But there's some wild shit in Battle Network 2's localization, and I'll just leave it at that for now.
I know that.
Yeah. We just got $1.99 from Z Patty. Thank you, Z Patty. Love y'all and the GVG gang. GV gang. Happy Friday. Well, thank you, Z Patty. Happy Friday, and we love you too. Oh man, okay. Zeno Luxcare with $5. Thank you. I think this is supposed to be in Klonoa's voice. What filter? What filter? Rudana sifidu. Rafamanio, Rutini, Rafmania, Rufana, Manwafadu. Wahoo! Play Klonoa 2.
I am impressed you could read that. Holy crap.
I half read it. I just kind of, BS my way through it, but I do like Klonoa's voice.
Yeah, it sounded about right. My God.
My secret's out. I'm half Cabot. You caught me. I was trying to keep it a secret. I love the reactions in chat. Did Ash just start scatting? WTF? The fuck?
Yeah.
That was great. Thank you, Luxcare. And finally, we have another super chat from our good friend RecBCQ. Thank you. $5. I can understand the turn-based game thing, but also Pokemon is right there. Exactly. No, you're totally right. And yeah, no, Pokemon's a perfect example of why turn-based is still viable today. Oh my God. Lee Arena says, now sing it and you get the lyrics to Stepping Wind. I will not be trying to sing as Klonoa. Nobody needs to hear that.
Oh no.
But yeah, thank you so much for the super chats, everybody. And so one thing I did want to talk about today, I wanted to speculate a little bit. Nintendo made a tweet earlier this week after the release of Pokemon Puzzle League, right? Yeah, Pokemon Puzzle League on N64 and SO, saying more games are coming. Stay tuned. And I want to know what you guys want to see most. What N64 games are you hoping are coming soon to NSO N64? Because I certainly have a list of my own.
I would limit it to 2, just because we could definitely go and basically just list every N64 game. Bomberman 64, Mischief Makers.
Yeah, those two are two that I really want as well. Absolutely.
Diddy Kong Racing.
Diddy Kong Racing. Yeah, absolutely. What about you, Daniel?
Well, Bomberman 64 was definitely one.
Sorry.
But also Banjo-Tooie is one that I'm hoping that we see as well, because I enjoy that more than Banjo-Kazooie. And
wow,
I want more people to understand that.
I will do my best, Daniel. I will play through that game just for you.
Tooie is not bad. You just have to go into it from
good.
Yeah, you have to go through it in a different mindset, I think. Really,
don't worry, Brandon.
The game needs a map.
Show you I'll give you the Super Banjo cheat, so you can actually traverse a lot faster than the speed, and it makes it a lot better because there's a bunch of nothing.
I would say though, like, I mean, as cool as that would be to have Banjo-Tooie on the service, I agree. If you haven't played it, I would really just default to the Xbox version. Like, the Xbox versions of Kazooie and Tooie are so much better. They have a locked frame rate. They're just more polished. I mean,
you don't lose your jiggies.
You don't lose your exactly.
Well, Tooie, you don't have to worry about that either.
Your notes.
Yeah, Tooie you don't anyway. But yeah, I like, if you're waiting for it to come to NSO, I would just say play Tooie on Xbox now, because it's the definitive version. And but it is a great game. If anything, I would say Tooie maybe suffers from the same issue as, and here's the mega mention of the day, Mega Man X3, where it's a great game, but it's just a little bit too bloated. There's a little bit too much, and I think maybe if Banjo-Tooie just scaled it back a little bit and wasn't quite as bloated, it would be a little better. But I still think it's a great game. Like, Tooie's great. So
it sounds like DK64, but maybe not that far.
Not quite that far. No, DK64, no way. God, I still have nightmares about collecting colored bananas with specific Kongs. And, oh my God.
I did it. I did it.
Yeah, me too. You're right, actually.
Yeah, compared to DK64, Tooie is a lot more reasonable. It's collecting and maybe not in traversal. There's a lot to still explore in those games, and there's a lot of empty spaces. But I'll still stand by it. I don't care what anyone says. I love Banjo-Kazooie as well. I love both of them.
Yeah.
But, I know this is available on systems now, but put Glover on there anyway.
Oh my God.
Glover.
And Alpha Line, you're right. It's actually
Re-gloved.
You're right, Alpha Line. It's the second mega mention. Excuse me. So I actually got 2 in there, as Sonic you said, to make up for being out of town next week. So yeah, got to get that in there. For me, I really want Wave Race 64. I want it badly
to be on.
What's that launch title?
I know. Well, so I want Wave Race 64, and man, I only have 2. There's so many more games I want. But you guys know me. I'm, one of the Smash guys of the crew. Give us Smash 64 online, baby. I'd love to play that online.
That's also true. Also, I think Daniel only said one, so I'm taking his other one that I just thought of because it's an amazing game and it should be played. Snowboard Kids.
Oh, yeah. Well, see, now you said that. I know I said 2, but then I'm just going to say it. 1080 degree snowboarding. Just a 1080. 1080, get
you
on,
and your
get on
sports
there,
games.
Well, it's really just racing games.
Right,
it's just, I love the racing games. You know me, I'm not a sports guy, but like, give me those arcade racers,
I'm still...
As the resident cruising fan, I'll take the cruising games. Well.
Cruising USA.
Since we're talking racers, I didn't say my second. Lego Racers, where is it? Give it to me.
There you go.
I'm still waiting for that.
Yeah, it's Daniel and I need to trade. He played Diddy Kong for me. I got to play Lego Racers for him.
That's true.
Maybe we'll get Beetle Adventure Racing.
Wow, I hadn't heard that in a while.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, no, this is a good idea. J.G. Hayes, the Mario Party trilogy. Yeah, I mean, it would be great to be able to play 1, 2, or 3 online. That would be great.
Yeah.
I know our own Top Dog wants to see Mega Man 64 on the service, which is essentially just kind of a worse port of Mega Man Legends. But hey, it's still Mega Man Legends on Switch in a roundabout way, which would be really cool if it happened. So
that's my opinion for Banjo-Tooie. It's still Tooie on Switch.
It's still,
even it's a bad version.
Hey,
exactly. Oh, Bolt Mouse, after my own heart. Goemon Great Adventure. Goemon is such a... I never played the second one, but the first Goemon game for 64 is fantastic. I love that game. Oh, it'd be great. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with it, but yeah. So I guess really the other thing to talk about this week is it's also Nintendo related, but they just acquired a studio, an animation studio.
Ash, I love how you're going from news topic to news topic to news topic, avoiding the thing we have on the cover.
Oh, that's true. Well, yeah, that's a good point, I guess. Yeah, all right. Well, we'll shelve that for
we
now.
only have so much time, and you're going for all these minor things. I'm like, Ash, what are you doing?
You're right. My bad.
We want to talk about Kirby. Let us talk about Kirby.
Let's talk about Kirby. Let's talk about Kirby's Dream Buffet. I was going to get to that before we got to the Patron topics, but yeah, let's do it. So, Kirby's Dream Buffet looks amazing, and I can't wait. It's basically Kirby Fall Guys. What essentially seems to be Kirby Fall Guys.
Fall Guys.
Except 4-player.
A little bit of gourmet
Except 4-player. Yeah. Yeah. But no, I watched the trailer with my wife the other day, and it's Kirby, multiplayer mayhem. I usually don't get into the Kirby spin-off games quite as much, but this one I think will be different for me. What about you guys?
I mean, it plays right into your love of Fall Guys, so it seems like a mix of Fall Guys, but only 4 players, but they do fill it out with Waddle Dees. I'm not actually angry, guys. I'm just emphasizing.
No, for sure. No, that's fair. It took me too long to get to the main topics. That's totally fair.
Mix of... I lost my train of thought. It's the gourmet... No, mix of Fall Guys, Gourmet Race, and a little bit of... City Trial, because of that you're earning stuff for a final challenge at the end. So pulling from good things.
And I love that the key art of Kirby is just him with cake all over his face. It's Kirby so being Kirby.
It's adorable.
It's
huge.
So and there's like a mini game where you have to weigh the most, which I think is hilarious because that plays so well into Kirby, into what he does. He's all about food. No, I mean, it looks charming as hell, and I just want a release date for it.
I'm surprised they only said summer. Yeah, why?
It could come out tomorrow for all we know.
It is summer.
Yeah, it's just summer. It's kind of like the whole Cowabunga collection thing, where we know it's coming soon, but we don't know when exactly it's coming. And,
it has to be August though, because we got Xenoblade in, technically July, Splatoon in September, so there's a wide open August that we can just plop Kirby down in there. So, please.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it seems like it could be any day. It feels like one of those things that Nintendo's just going to shadow drop out of nowhere, probably. I feel like it's going to happen within the next maybe month or two. I don't think we have long to wait, personally.
No.
Sitting here ready to yank Ant Dude right into another GVG verse.
Yeah.
Lizard brings up a good question. Do we think it'll be free to play?
If you have NSO.
Yeah, maybe if you have NSO.
That's
what I would maybe say. Yeah. That seems about right, but if not, maybe $20, 25?
Kind of like a Kirby the Fighter situation, probably.
Yeah, I can see like a $19.99, $24.99 type thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I can see that.
Yeah,
and I mean, there's no way they won't have unlockable ball versions of DDD, Meta Knight, Bandana D, probably a bunch of other characters.
God, I hope Kirby unlockable skins can be just all the Kirby hats throughout the series.
Oh, that'd be good too.
Yeah,
right.
Fun.
More colors for Kirby as well.
Yeah,
because it essentially seems like a Kirby's Dream Course type situation where it's taking an existing game type but Kirbyfying it and adding copy abilities and such, and just adding that wrinkle to this existing gameplay archetype. And I'm all about that. Like, everything is better if it's Kirbyfied. Everything. I don't care what it is. Everything's better with Kirby in it. So. Yeah, I really, as I said, I never really cared about like Kirby Fighters or all the other Kirby Battle Royale, like all these other spinoffs. But this one, man, I'm into it.
Kirby Fighters, that game's awesome.
No, it's actually good. I actually played it with our good friend Azran for a Fight a Founder session months back, and it's actually a lot of fun. I just, for whatever reason, ignored it, but it's actually great. and it's deeper than you would think.
Yeah,
Kirby
a lot
games
more than you think.
are never really bad. I struggle to think of a bad Kirby game. It's always generally good, but it's just a general of like how interested are you in this thing. So, yeah.
Yeah, I can't really. I mean, really, the only ones that even approach bad, I would say, are just the ones that don't really stand out in any particular way. Like Star Allies, not a bad game. It's just very safe and doesn't really stand out in any way, right? So, yeah, I can't think of a bad Kirby game really. I agree.
Not really. Yeah.
But the other thing that we need to talk about that is on the thumb today, of course, is Bayonetta 3. And that finally got a release date of October 28th. And I watched the trailer before we recorded today because I didn't get a chance to when it was first released. And it is very Bayonetta. It is just what is just insanity. Like, what is even going on in that trailer? And I love Bayonetta 1. I didn't get a chance to play 2. I'm going to do it at some point.
Oh, 2 is great.
2 is
I know.
fantastic.
Everyone tells me 2 is amazing. And I did play like the first maybe hour or so of 2, and I can confirm that the theme song is straight fire. Tomorrow Is Mine. I love that song. Oh my god. And Bayo 3's trailer has a song that reminds me a lot of that. So I'm loving what I'm seeing of it. And I will say, this is my favorite design of hers. Like, I would say by far. Her hairstyle, her whole look. This is my favorite one. My favorite, like, design of hers.
I think I still prefer 2 a bit, but I do prefer 3 over 1. 1, I
Okay.
don't like the bee's nest. I don't think that.
Uh-huh.
No Priscilla Presley hair.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good without that.
Yeah, I think design 2 is also my favorite. But
That's short hair.
3 is a pretty close second for me, I think.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Also,
That's what seems to be the prevailing opinion, is Bayo 2 is still the most popular design.
yeah. I also like, I mean, I had that thought, and I saw everybody else had the same thought as well, of the new character of, I believe it's Viola.
Yeah, Viola. She's cool. I love her design.
I mean, it's like, hey, Bayonetta got her own Nero.
Yeah, I was going to say she reminded me of like Nero or Virgil or something.
Yeah.
Her design is very cool.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So, and hey, we get to actually play as her, which, yeah, I'm down. I mean, this just looks fun. Like, it's hard to say anything about it because it just looks so fun.
It looks very Bayonetta when it's just off the wall, ridiculous, and that's what we love about this series, right? So I know Bayo 2 isn't a particularly long game, so I would really like to try to finish it before 3 comes out, and I have a little time.
You should.
A little time, yeah.
Oh yeah, that also line in the censored mode, so you can play in front of your loved ones and not get in trouble.
Which is so funny. Yeah, Chidu Cobra reminds us it's called the Naive Angel mode, which is hilarious. I love that.
It's the in case somebody walks into the room mode.
Yeah, pretty much.
I saw a comic of Bowser Jr. playing the game and Bowser coming in and like,
Just that shot of him from that CG animation of him like running up and covering his eyes.
I love that, and that's for the parental controls, right?
Yeah.
I
Parental
love that
controls,
animation.
or hey, I'm in mixed company and they probably don't appreciate this half naked witch on my screen, so probably should not have that.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, this game is full of queens, and we're all here for it.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
Did you guys catch that the callback to the original Devil May Cry in it?
I did not.
No, I didn't.
When that spider boss comes up to her and she's just taunts it and like taps it on its mouth and whatnot.
Right.
That's straight up against the first
That is
spider boss in Devil May Cry.
Oh man,
how he interacts.
I hadn't thought about that. That's true.
Yep.
And by the way, Brandon, I found so I tweeted out a screenshot of one of Mega Man Battle Network 2's terrible localization, just ridiculous localization lines, and I'm gonna post it in live audience chat right now. Get ready for this, okay?
boy.
Oh boy.
All right.
Get ready for this.
What do you
Here
got?
we go. This is a real. These are real lines.
Oh yeah, I know that line. I thought it was actual swearing.
Well, there's like Saturday mornings, like there's hell and damn stuff like that.
Right.
Not like anything more than that. But this is real, Brandon. This is not a Photoshop. This is not a ROM hack. This was actually in the game.
Did anyone proofread this?
Right?
Oh,
Captain Kostya, I promise you this is not edited. I promise you from the bottom of my heart this is real. And it's ridiculous.
wonder if that'll get changed in the re-release.
I wonder. That's what my tweet was about. Like, I was wondering if it's going to get changed for Battle Network Legacy Collection, and who knows? I'm going to crack up if it isn't, though.
Was that translation or was it artistic vision? That's the question.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh man. Anyway, I wanted to get that out there before I forgot. But yeah, no. Bayo 3 looks awesome, and it's wild to think we've been waiting for 5 years for this game now. Like,
I've lost track of time. I didn't realize it was so long ago that it was announced.
Yeah, it's been that long, and it doesn't feel like it in hindsight. Maybe because I'm not like a hardcore Bayonetta fan, but now that we're here, it doesn't feel as though it's been 5 years. But during that wait, it was like, when are we going to get more news on this? Every Game Awards, every Direct, we're like, where's Bayo 3? Well, finally coming out. We don't have too long to wait.
Yeah, nice little Halloween game.
Let's see here. We do have some more super chats.
I have a slight update, actually.
Yes, go for it.
I have been messaged back by Ked Icarus about his thoughts about fighting Ant Dude, and he says, I've been working out. He can try.
Oh, and fighting words.
So, like we have a fight on our hands here.
There we go.
Yeah, literally fighting words.
Perfect.
Yeah. Let's see here. We our good friend Vedron gave us $2. Thank you so much for the super chat, Vedron. I will be screaming to the heavens now for Klonoa 3. You and me both, my friend. Well, all of us. I think we'd all scream to the heavens for Klonoa 3. Absolutely. TuneJ723 with $2. No Kirby, just Klonoa. Referencing my taking too long to get to Dream Buffet and
when are we going to get to the Kirby factory?
Right? Thank you, Toon J. Let's see. Mega Beatman, True Blue. This is Reverie? Reviews. Okay, it was cut off on the super chat list. Mega Beatman, True Blue Reviews. I love this name. $20. Wow. Thank you. Two, actually. We got two $20 super chats from Mega Beatman. Thank you. First one is, greetings, GVG. First time catching you guys live. With the recent interview out about Sonic Comics writer Ian Flynn working on Sonic Frontiers' story, what do you think about the guy working on the game in general? Yeah, I think that's
excited, but we need a story trailer.
Yeah, we just need to know more about what is actually happening in the story. But I think that was one of the things that got us most excited right from the onset. Like, even before knowing much about Sonic Frontiers, just knowing that he's writing the story got us really excited because he knows Sonic, and those Sonic comics are obviously fantastic. And yeah, that was one of the things I was most excited about, and I think you all agree, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I love his work on the Sonic comics. One of the most interesting things he did was he actually tied up the ending of Sonic Underground a long time ago, like maybe 10 years ago now, with a comic. And I was like, it was the closure that I needed long after that. And I do trust Ian Flynn with the story. I'm just curious to see what it looks like.
Yeah.
My mother was found.
It still hurts my heart though, because my favorite Sonic universe is still the Saturday morning cartoon universe. It was it was continued in the Archie comics before they had to end because of Ken fucking Penders. And I love that universe, but it's never going to come back. And it's Princess Sally, Antoine, Bunny Rabbit. I love those characters, and it just, as much as I love Ian Flynn's work, it just makes me sad that he'll never get to return to that universe because it's just such a good universe for Sonic. But I think him working on the game is a very promising sign, and we all do. And your second super chat was, hello, it's me again. One more question. What are your thoughts on the IDW Sonic comics if you've read them? If you haven't, you should check them out. Personally, I think they're great. Have a good night, guys. Well, you have a good night as well. And I have not read them, but everybody tells me
I've heard good things.
I've heard good things, yeah. So I have utter faith in whatever Ian Flynn puts his name on. His Mega Man comics were fantastic, and I wish he'd gotten to continue them because they were really good.
He was doing such good build-up for his stuff.
He's really, really good at taking a kid-friendly property and challenging readers, like not just pandering down to and then making it super safe and super and coddling the readers, right? He's good at taking kid-friendly characters like Sonic and Mega Man and writing not like edgy adult M-rated stories, but stories that challenge readers and don't just treat them like babies. And I love that about him.
I know Eggman was trending on Twitter recently, and I like, why is that? And it was because of the IDW comics. Apparently, it's the most threatening Eggman has been in a while because he's like cloaked in shadow, just has this big old grin,
pose.
And yes, has that pose that he does, and just proceeds to kick the crap out of this villain that was trying to replace him.
Oh wow, okay. I hadn't heard about that. Okay.
Yeah.
I would love actually to read these comics. I don't know when I would ever find the time, but I've heard really good things about them. Let's see, a couple more super chats have come in. Thank you so much. First is Scar the Dragon is back with $2. What's your favorite catchphrase in video games? Oh my god, there's so many.
Baby.
That's a good one.
That is a good one.
I mean, one I have to. I mean, I said this the other day when we were celebrating Battle Network Legacy Collection, but Chuck in, Mega Man, execute is one of my favorites. What about you guys?
What are you buying?
Nice.
I used to think of that a lot.
I don't really think about catchphrases too much, but the first one that came to my mind was "Let's mosey."
Oh, Let's Mosey's good, and of course, I mean, I opened today's show with another one. Wahoo! I mean, I think that counts.
That counts.
Yeah. Thank you, Scar.
Daniel's
Refugee Q.
rendition of Yabu Yabu, I think, is up on my list.
Ooh, I want to hear it. You're on the spot now, Daniel. I want to hear it.
No, I remember all I said was, what did I say, Brandon? That was not very yabu yabu of you. It was like Mario and Luigi.
That's so good. I love it.
I hold
It made Brandon very happy.
Our good friend Rek is back yet again. You're so generous. Thank you so
gosh.
much. $5 more. What video game crossover would you love to see? I really want Animal Crossing X Pokemon. Wow, I keep on mentioning Pokemon. I don't know why. I mean, I've said this many times before, but Sonic X Mega Man, I want to see them together. The Blue Bomber and the Blue Blur in a game together would be so cool. We've seen how cool it can be in the comics. Make it a game. I think that would be so sick. What about you guys?
Hit Icarus and Kingdom Hearts.
Ooh, I like it. I mean, Pit is basically kind of Sora anyway, so
They'd be
that would
best
be
friends immediately.
That's exactly what I want. Yeah.
Yep. Oh my god, yeah. They would be so obnoxiously. They would be so
Positive.
obnoxiously positive. I'd love it. Yeah, that'd be great. And cheesy, and just
Oh
So,
man,
I think.
gosh, maybe it's too similar, but like F-Zero and Star Fox, just do a crossover that way.
I'd love
Okay.
that.
And
That'd be cool.
that'd
be cool.
It's hard to think of one on the spot though.
It kind of
really-
they kind of hinted that it could happen in one of Star Fox Command's endings, where Fox
the
and Falco retired to join the G0 unit. That's so good. Yeah. Derek still.
I don't know. Doom and the one with, I can't blink on the name for some reason, but the one with Sir Arthur in it, Ghosts and Goblins.
Oh, Ghosts and Goblins. That's
Just so
an
you can
interesting one.
manhandle
Okay.
all those things that cause you issues.
Man, Shido Cobras has an interesting one. Kid Icarus and Gravity Rush.
That'd be cool.
That's an interesting one. Wow. Okay. Yeah, I love it. Also, Klonoa and Kirby. We've talked about the similarities between Klonoa and Kirby just in general, thematically. I think that would be a fun crossover.
I see one that says Goron Amber is saying Mario RPG crossed with Dragon Quest. That gives you a game about taxes and building your finances. That's called Fortune Street.
Yep.
The best crossover.
Thank you for that, Rec. A great question. Mike Prehoda with $10. Thank you so much. Love the show, GVG, but it's been a difficult day. I made the difficult decision to put my cat Daisy to sleep earlier today after 18 years, and I would appreciate some kind of thoughts. Thanks again. Well, we are so sorry for your loss, genuinely. My heart breaks for you. It's one of the hardest things anyone can go through, and we're sending you all the love and good vibes we possibly can.
Absolutely.
It's just such a hard thing to go through. All the love. So sorry for your loss, Mike. Thank you for sharing, some of your time with us, and we hope that the show is bringing you good vibes today because it's just so hard. So, all the love to you, Mike. Seriously, we love you. Yeah, take care of yourself. Wyatt Montgomery with $4.99. Thank you very much. Got a new German Shepherd Siberian Husky mixed puppy and named him Gaddon. Appropriate name because he is a little terror with nipping. Wish me luck, LOL. That sounds adorable.
Oh boy,
Wyatt. Well, yeah. Thank you so much for the super chat, and I love the
Don't
name.
open the door of time with him around.
You have to give him a little Ganon cape when Halloween rolls around. I need to see that.
Yeah.
Or something.
And once more, Mike, seriously, we love you and really sorry for your loss.
Absolutely.
Okay, we have a couple more super chats, but I'm going to wait until we're closer to the end of the show to read those out. We are basically at the point where we are going to talk about our patron topics. I guess I feel like I should pay lip service to the fact that I almost mentioned that Nintendo acquired an animation studio called Dynamo Pictures, and it will now become Nintendo Pictures. And who knows what cool stuff they're going to make. I know we're all excited. We could get into
They did the Pikmin shorts, which were cool.
Right. They're the Pikmin shorts, and of course, this could be a whole discussion about all the different IPs we want to see animation made out of, but, we're going to hit all the usual ones, Metroid, Star Fox, all the Kirby.
I do want to squeeze in one other thing, and actually Lizard just brought it up in a super chat, so I was $2. Have you seen the Genesis Mini 2, Ash? And
I have.
Did you see the new games announced today, at least in Japan?
I didn't see the new. No, I didn't. Not today.
Lunar is part of it.
What?
Yes.
What?
Lunar is part of the collection, at least in Japan. So I am hoping we'll get Lunar in the Mini 2 for the US as well.
That's wild.
Yeah, they're announcing it 10 games at a time. So
I don't think I realized they were doing Mega CD games on the Genesis Mini 2.
Yeah,
that's cool. CD games now.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Stuff that's not on the original plus Sega CD games. So
that is awesome. Just get a Sega Saturn Mini. I want a Saturn Mini so badly.
Yep.
Saturn deserves, there's so many just hidden gems on the Saturn that have been lost to time that deserve to be played.
And it also, as Goran Amber points out, Shining Force CD re-release is huge. And Lunar, Lunar, the Silver Star story, and actually might even be, I think I heard Lunar 2 might be part of it as well.
See, that's really cool, because I only ever played the remakes on PS1.
I have the remakes, but I haven't got a chance to go through them a little bit, but I loved what I played.
No, they're great. And so I played through Lunar 1 and 2 on PS1 in their entirety, and I loved them, and I immediately saw why they're such beloved games, but I never got to play the original versions. So that's really... See, here I was thinking I wasn't going to get a Genesis Mini 2, but if those make it over to the Western release, I might have to get it.
I was thinking it's just another mini console, but there's actually some really good things that are not part of collections most of the time.
Yeah. Man, that's really exciting. Well, thank you for bringing that up, Lizard, in your super chat. And I guess since we answered that, we should just go ahead and answer the others that have come in. Jacob Tucker with $5. Thank you very much. Hey, GVG, hope you're having a great day. Question, do you plan to eventually get guests for GVGcast the same way you did for today's news tonight? And that's a great question. Yes, that is something that we want to do, or we want to find some way to get guests back on the channel again, because one of my favorite things about TNT was getting a diverse lineup of guests that, we are very keenly aware of the fact that we're essentially a bunch of white guys, and we don't want just that perspective on Good Vibes Gaming. The whole point of TNT was to get diverse guests onto the show. And while GVGcast is a bit different in the nature of what kind of show it is, I have been actively thinking about ways to get guests back on the channel, because that is really important to all of us. And so I don't know if it'll
really should just invite them on. I guess it really comes to we're just chatting. So
and so I guess it's a kind of a balancing act, right? Because we did get some complaints about TNT that people wanted to people thought that guests were too much of a focus and that they wanted to hear more from us. But then there are other people saying, no, we want more guests and, we want more diversity on the channel. And I agree with you. So yes, that is in the works. It may not specifically be GVGcast. It might be, but that is top of my mind. And I wanted to definitely make sure you know that, because I agree with you. We want to get guests back on the channel. So thank you for that, Jacob. Next is Grown Conk. Grown Conk is back with $5 more. Random shout out to Mark Haynes, creator of Super Mario Bros. Z. Here's to hoping the reboot does well. Wow, that brings me back. I have not heard Super Mario Bros. Z in a while. I love that series, in the early YouTube days.
That has inspired so many sprite animations in the same style.
Yeah, and I didn't know there was a reboot. That's cool.
Reboot episode 1 and 2 was the most recent one. I think episode 2 reboot came out last year, but their Twitter, I believe, has disappeared since then. And I don't know what the state of these series is right now, but they're still fantastic works of art, all of them. They're so good.
A lot of love.
Yeah. No, I had not heard about there being a reboot. I got to check this out. So thank you for that, Grown Conk. And again, love your name. Then thank you for the super chat. All right. Well, we have reached that point in the show, and that point, of course, is the point at which we talk about topics and answer questions suggested by our patrons at the producer tier and above. And if you want to find out more about how you can get in on that action, head on over to patreon.com/gvgaming and check us out over there. But for now, Daniel, you look like you're ready to just jump, man. Do you want to go first?
Sure.
All right, go for it.
My topic is from Blazer25 saying, last year, Skyward Sword actually released on my birthday. I played it for the first time and absolutely loved it. Have you ever had a game you were looking forward to release on or close to your birthday? And do you have any special memories associated with it? For me, the one game that's released closest to my birthday in recent memory is Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
Oh my
Nice.
gosh.
That my birthday is December 9th, and the game came out the same night as the Game Awards for that year. And I was in Disney World at the time. I wasn't even home. I wasn't home. I was watching the Game Awards from a hotel, and I had my Switch connected to the shoddy Wi-Fi you would get, just waiting to see. Hopefully that it's going to come out. And that's, of course, that's the same night, like half an hour before release, that we were told that Joker was going to be the first DLC character in Smash, and that blew my mind because at that point in time, like, Persona 5 was getting traction, but I never thought it was popular enough to be included in Smash Brothers as like a side series to the actual Shin Megami Tensei series. And that's when that popularity kicked off really hard. And it was just a really funny thing. I was there with other people. I was discussing, like, oh my god, I can't believe this is happening, to people who were kind of in the know of games and kind of weren't. So I kind of was just, I needed some kind of outlet because I didn't know these guys yet. But
Right.
that was such an amazing time. And just, playing that game for the first time in a hotel room is a weird experience because there's like people trying to sleep around you, and I'm trying to play this game, and I'm unlocking characters, playing World of Light, and having a good time. And it was an interesting experience, a very unique one, but I'll always remember it for that.
Man, I'm trying to think of games that came out around my birthday. I'm having a hard time. You guys, you guys keep going because I'm still trying to find one that came out near my birthday.
What about you,
So
Brandon?
I've got one, but it was released 4 years before I was born, and it's the only one I can think of. So I'm just gonna
Okay.
say Super Mario Brothers 3 came out on my birthday 4
nice.
years before I was born.
Nice.
Well, there you go. That
There you
works.
go.
It still counts. Yeah.
The funny thing is, I'm seeing games that I wasn't hyped for, but I still really enjoyed. Like, Hades came out on my birthday. Deltarune Chapter
Oh,
2
nice.
came out on my birthday. I didn't really have any like oh my gosh, I can't wait to play type feeling around them because I didn't know any better.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's obviously big games. This year was supposed to be Xenoblade, but that got pushed up, so it's not around
Oh,
my
man.
birthday anymore. Darn, that I have to play it earlier. What a shame.
Yeah. What a shame. Okay, I thought of one, and it's the most obvious one. I think this counts because I actually did get it for my birthday. It actually came out a month before my birthday on August 11th, 1995, but I got it for my birthday, and it ended up being my favorite game of all time to this day, and that's Chrono Trigger. I mean, that's a
wow.
huge one for
Oh,
me.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it is a month before my birthday, but I still think it counts because I got it for my birthday. It came out kind of around it, and ended up being such an incredibly influential game for me. So, Chrono Trigger, yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I still remember playing it on my birthday.
I have to point out Twilord saying, sounds like you came out on Mario Brothers 3's birthday, and I'm sure you're very happy about that. Thank you very much.
The Brandon's release date.
Brandon's release date.
Interestingly enough, this year Dragon Quest Treasures comes out right on my birthday, so I should be excited for that
Yeah,
one.
that's awesome.
Oh yeah, very nice.
That's a good one.
Very nice. Well, thank you for that awesome question, and we all got to answer, correct? I want to make sure.
Oh yeah.
Okay, cool. Brandon, why don't you take the next slot, man?
Sure, this comes from Feeling Dreepy. Are there any games that you consider your favorite games that you won't play again because you enjoyed it so much at the time that you first played it, and you believe another playthrough could ruin the original opinion you had of it? I don't have one that necessarily exactly fits what you're saying here, but I can think of a couple games that I can never play again. One of them is The Outer Wilds. That is a game you can only ever play once.
Really?
Because yes, and
Yeah,
I
I
won't
heard
say any
this.
more than that.
Interesting.
Uh,
Okay.
I've been requested to play that on my Twitch. Eventually, it's farther down the line, but now I'm curious.
It's a fantastic game. You know what? I'll just leave it at that one. Do any of you have any games that fit that kind of niche?
I I'm not
Man.
afraid of playing it again because I'm afraid it would ruin the experience. But just I needed to give it a lot of time because if I to come back to it because the experience is so linear, and once you figure it out, you've figured it out. So I needed time to forget, and that's Professor Layton. I love the
Oh.
Professor Layton games, but you play it and you've got to replay it. And you're like, well, I know these answers now, so I need to have time to like, oh wait, how do I do that again? And then you can actually enjoy it. And I guess it goes for
Outer
most
Wilds is
visual
very
novels.
similar in
Yeah.
that regard.
Mhm.
Knowledge
Yeah.
is power.
I don't know if I can think of a game that that would apply for me. I don't know that there's a game that I wouldn't. I mean, there are games that I wouldn't want to play through again just because the general, I guess, sense of discovery has worn off. But I don't know specifically that there are any that I wouldn't
Yeah.
want to play again just because I enjoyed it so much. That I'd be afraid that it'd be ruined. Like I probably wouldn't play the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles again because I know the story and it's such a long, beefy game. But it's not because I loved it so much that I'm afraid it wouldn't hold up. So I honestly don't know if there are any games that applies to
Becca
me.
actually brings up a pretty good one, GoldenEye, because you do have those games that you really loved as a kid, but you've moved on from the controls, and
Yeah, that's a good one. That's true. I guess I do remember. I recall at a party I went to a few years ago. There was an N64 setup, and they were playing multiplayer Cruisin' USA, and of course at the time it was mind blowing the visuals. But then when I went back to play it at this party, I was like, oh my god, this game is literally running at like 8 frames per second. How did we
Very
ever
good.
play it back in the day? So I guess maybe by default because I had that experience. Cruisin' USA, the N64 version, is probably better left in my memories than it is, going back to today. So, yeah, I'll say Cruisin' USA is because, and I loved that game as a kid. Like, I 100% in it, got all the cars, did everything in that game. I couldn't put it down, but it didn't hold up when I played it at that party. So, I'll go with Cruisin' USA.
okay.
Yeah.
God, oh man, I keep my mind keeps going back to like different JRPGs that I played, but a lot of the games that I enjoy playing them as much as I did, but I would be fine going back and playing them again.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think of it's not that I enjoyed it a lot, but I think one of the games that I probably wouldn't go back and play again would be it's a Tales game, Tales of the Legendia. So
Huh.
this game was not made by the same core Tales series creators that did like the one that around is the closest one around the release is Tales of the Abyss. So Tales of the Abyss, Symphony, and Vesperia were all for a team, but a different team, Project Melfest, worked on Tales of Legendia, and it plays like an older Tales game. Honestly, like the battle system is more 2D linear. It's like Tales of Phantasia or Tales of Destiny. And the weirdest thing about this game is when you roll credits, when you beat the game, you roll credits. You can keep playing the game, and there's like it's more or less like 3/4 to like 2/3 of the game instead, and you can play all these different like character stories instead. And all the characters in your party, they have their own unique like storyline, and there's no voice acting. All the voice acting stops. There's no more voice acting after this point in the game.
I
except
heard
for
about
during
this.
battles.
That's really
Yeah.
weird. Yeah.
It's very strange. And then when you get to the final character story, then the story really wraps up. Like there's an actual like ending to the story, and it's just a really strange way that they structured it. If they remade it in some sort of a more modern fashion, I would gladly play it again, because that game has the best music of any Tales game ever, and probably some of the best soundtracks, because Ghost Shina is a fantastic composer. But I don't think I could play that game again in the state that it is right now, just because of all these factors.
Sure.
Makes sense.
So
Makes sense.
so yeah.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, cool. Thank you for that question. That was awesome. And we still have two more. I usually go last. So, Derek, you go ahead and take the next one, man.
All right, mine comes from Moon Knight saying, what's a game you played for hours and hours when you were a kid on summer vacation? I remember one time I got kind of far on Halo Reach, and once Gears 3, I got level 100 and got the reboot to have a special star or something. My God. Man, miss those days where you could just sit down and just play a game for hours and hours and not have to worry about anything else. That was nice. Honestly, the one I think about the most, just because of a mishap that kind of forced me to play it that much, is the original Final Fantasy VII. And I might have told this story before, I'm not sure, but it was my first RPG playing through it, and I make it all the way to the third disc, just have to enter, the northern crater, and my memory card corrupted. Lost it all.
No.
And nowadays I'd be like, well, guess I'm never finishing this game. But back in those days, I'm like, screw it. I'm going to replay it because I'm loving this game so much. And hey, I'll know what I'm doing better this time. And I picked up all the summon materia that I missed the first time, most notably Ramu, because he's tucked in that corner after the Chocobo race, which sucks. And blew through it again, actually know what I'm doing, and I just had even as good of a time. So I played through Final Fantasy VII twice. No, it might have been not Mad Catz, but it might have been a third party one, but not Mad Catz at least. But yeah, I played through Final Fantasy VII twice in a summer.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. It's funny that this isn't strictly summer related, but that happened to me with, and I may have mentioned this before, but with Final Fantasy VIII, not quite the same thing, but my buddy who I was playing FF8 concurrently with at the time, deleted my save file by accident because he had come over to play the game, and he deleted my save file by accident, and we were both at the end of disc 1, so he was like, oh dude, just play my file, no worries, and I'm like, oh, I guess maybe, so I loaded up his file, and he had named his squall Antonio, and his name was Anthony, and I'm like, dude, there's no way in hell I am playing through the rest of FF8 with Squall named Antonio. Squall, I can't rename characters my first time through a game.
I can't do it either.
Sin to me. No, so I had missed Siren anyway, because you got to draw Siren from the first boss. And so I'm like, you know what? I missed Siren. I'll just start over, and I was much happier doing that. But anyway, you asked about summer. Chrono Cross is one, because I had played and replayed Chrono Cross. I'm obsessed with the Chrono series. Obviously, as I said, Trigger is my favorite game of all time. And so Chrono Cross, one summer, I played and replayed it because I was actually researching the story, and I was like typing stuff down. It was the nerdiest thing you could ever do. But I was basically having a working document trying to make sense of all the ridiculous crap that happens in Chrono Cross's story. And for one brief, beautiful moment, it all came together for me, and everything
you had that epiphany.
I had an epiphany. It was great. And I still wish I had the document now. I don't. It was from an old computer. I don't still have like all that old stuff. But yeah, I spent one summer absolutely covered up in Chrono Cross, just playing through the game multiple times, getting all the characters, writing down dates and data from the story and just trying to make sense of it all. And man, I miss when I had that much time. I miss that so much. So that would be mine, is Chrono Cross.
I love how we most all of us have a story with Final Fantasy and restarting the game, because just a brief tangent, Final Fantasy VIII for me as well.
Oh, boy.
I got the actual. I still have the glass case with the actual disc that I played on my PS2 back in the day, and they weren't perfect. And so when I got to the end of disc 3, I think it's one of those FMV scenes where they're in space, and so, oh no, spoilers, they're in space. When it's loading, it's a part where it stops and it can't load anymore. You can hear the PS2 trying to do it, but no matter how many times I restart it, it can't finish the cutscene.
Oh no!
so I have to restart the game. I ended up getting it on the PS3 Classics, so that wouldn't happen. But I ended up having to play that game all over again from that point, because I had to know what would happen from this point. I'm too deep in at this point, so that happened. As for an actual quick answer, I remember spending a long summer playing Sonic Adventure 2 Battle for the GameCube, getting all the emblems in that game, all like 120.
You wanted your Green
emblems.
Hill Zone.
I wanted that. I didn't know that was going to be a thing, because that was before the information age that we are so saturated in now. I didn't know that was actually going to happen.
Oh, okay.
And that includes doing all the Chow Garden stuff, which can take a long time, which I enjoyed anyways. But that was a major like big chunk of time for that as well. But at the end of it, I unlocked Green Hill Zone and I was the happiest child ever because I love Sonic 1, 2, 3 on Genesis, and I was just like, oh my god, this is incredible. And
That was
Nice.
a
worth
really
it.
cool implementation of Green Hill Zone 2.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
when the stage starts, you're in the same perspective as like it's a 2D platformer, and then it shifts as you start moving. It's
So
so
cool.
so good. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, thank you, Moon Knight, for that question.
what about-
And
Do we have
oh,
Brandon?
I'm sorry, my bad, Brandon. I thought you had already answered. Sorry, man.
Oh no. So
Go for
the
it.
summer Monster Hunter Tri came out. That was the first game in the series I purchased. Thanks to Nintendo Power. I wouldn't have
Nice.
it. I wouldn't have done it without you. And Ironbeard McAuliffe, the in all of those TV ads for that huge marketing campaign they did here. My best friend Paul and I think one of the first days we got online and played together, we got online as soon as we woke up and didn't stop playing until it was time to go to sleep. I think we played for 14 straight hours. And we didn't know what we were doing. Like, this was just complete, like, brain dead, ooh, look, shiny item, big monster, bonk on head with hammer. But it's one of my most treasured memories, because without that, I probably wouldn't be playing the games today.
Well, and you are the Monster Hunter guy. Like, Monster Hunter is
Yeah.
such a huge part of your life, or your
Yeah.
gaming life, at least. Yeah.
No,
Very
it's
cool.
a huge part of my life. You can just say
Just
that.
in general.
Yeah, yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I didn't want to make any assumptions about
It is your life.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, these are great questions this week. Thank you, everybody. All right. Well, I will bring us out with my patron topic, which comes from Luxcar. I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong. Since Bandai Namco has hit it out of the park with the Klonoa Fantasy Reverie series, which dormant IP, not just from Bandai Namco, do you want their past games in a collection? I personally want a Xenosaga Trilogy collection, which, yes, Luxcare, I agree with you. Give us a Xenosaga Trilogy collection. But the one that I would pick, and this is actually, I limited it to Bandai Namco. I know you said technically it could be anything. But there are other Bandai Namco series that I feel deserve some collection love. Soul Calibur is one of them. Soul Calibur, I would love to play all the old Soul Calibur games. Katamari is another one. I feel like a lot of the very specific Katamari sequels have been stuck on their respective platforms, and I'd love to see a proper collection of Katamari. But, and I think you all know, those of you who know me know where I'm going with this, I've said for a long time that I want Ridge Racer 8. But if we can't get that, just collect all the old Ridge Racer games, man, or even some of them. Like a Ridge Racer Classics, like 1 through 5, include Rave Racer in there, but Ridge Racer is still to this day like my favorite arcade racing game series. Bandai Namco haven't given it any love for years and years, way back since the PS3's launch, really. I don't really count like Ridge Racer Unbounded and all those like spin-offs. Like, give me a proper numbered sequel. And the last one that happened was Ridge Racer 7 back at the PS3's launch. So yeah, man, I want a proper collection of all the classic Ridge Racers. Because I didn't really get to play a lot of the older ones. And I know like Ridge Racer 4 is one of the most popular ones. I never got to play it. Bring back those fantastic old school arcade racers, Bandai Namco. I'll buy them. I want to give you money. I'm throwing money at the screen right now. You can't see it, but it's there. But yeah, Ridge Racer would be my answer. But what about you? And I agree with you again, Lux here, Xenosaga. But what about you guys?
Should I go next, or I guess because mine's I love the Xenosaga idea, but I'm gonna go elaborate on that and actually go for something I wish they would do, but man, it's such a good value that it would never happen. I want a Square PS1 RPG collection.
Oh,
Yes. Or just their PS1 classics collection from them. Einhander, Xenogears, Parasite Eve, Brave Fensu Musashi, Air Guys, Chocobo Racing, just so many, Legend of Mana, Threads of Fate, Vagrant Story. There are so many fantastic games from Square on the PlayStation.
Yes. Absolutely.
Put them in a collection.
And they could do it.
You can just straight port them. I will buy that in a heartbeat.
And there are so many that you just listed off. They could do it as an anthology, like Square Enix PS1 Classics Volume 1. Then Volume 2. There's so many they could collect and so many great games. I love that idea, Derek.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I don't have a ton of experience with this series, but just because it came out on NSO in Japan recently, I think it'd be neat if we got a re-release collection of the custom Robo games.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think isn't there one on DS, Custom Robo Arena, I think?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, it'd just be nice to have those a little bit more accessible. And the entries that didn't come out in the US could stand to be localized.
Yeah. That's a good one. I never played the custom Robo games, but I know they're beloved, and I'd love to check them out myself in a compilation.
Yeah, be cool.
What about you, Daniel?
I'm trying to think of one. I think I misread the question, and I didn't realize it meant to be a collection. So I'm like, help me out, guys. What else can we get?
A Tales of
Bolt Mouse
collection.
X. There you go. Tales of collection.
Yeah, there's the older Tales games that we don't have any kind of way to play in any other easy capacity, which like Tales of Destiny, Tales of Eternia, Tales of Destiny 2, which is hell to get straight, because in America, Tales of Destiny 2 is actually Tales of Eternia in Japan, but they couldn't use Eternia here because it was used for like some kind of toy brand, I think. Eternia wasn't able to be used.
It's because of He-Man.
Yeah, it was He-Man.
Yeah.
So it's He-Man. So they had to call Tales of Eternia Tales of Destiny 2, which isn't the sequel of Tales of Destiny 1, but then they actually made it Tales of Destiny 2 in Japan, which makes it even more confusing. So
man.
It's a whole naming debauchery that's happening during these. So I would love to just get like those old classics, honestly. Pretty much every Tales game has like some kind of enhanced version that's re-released afterwards, like on the PSX or PSP. So having those versions as well would be just as appreciated, because they've added so much more. It's kind of like Tales tends to do like the whole final mix version for like Kingdom Hearts, for example, for most of these games. So it would be great to have those on some kind of modern console as well, because Switch is the only one that has a single Tales game on it, Tales of Vesperia, which isn't even a new Tales game.
Right.
Arise is, and even on other consoles like PS5, PS4, there's still only so many Tales games you can play, like Berseria, but still like there's still so many other ones that are in the series, like the Exilia 1 and 2, Graces, those three are on PS3. There's a lot they could do with that, honestly, but I would love the older ones from Fantasia, Destiny, Eternia. Those would be a good collection to have.
Nice.
Yeah,
so I saved myself.
Exactly. There's some great ideas in YouTube chat. Bolt Mouse X says Goemon collection, Master Pikachu 95, Bomberman collection. Hell yeah. DGC Golden Sun collection, and Purity Chalice, a Versus series collection. Even just a Marvel versus Capcom collection would be pretty cool, I think. But yeah. A whole Versus series collection. There's so many they could do. It's funny, before they announced Cowabunga collection, I would have said a TMNT collection, but that's happening. So
that's already,
there you go.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
Exactly. Thank you, everyone, for those awesome questions. And once again, if you want to find out more about how you can suggest topics for us to discuss on future GVG casts, head on over to patreon.com/gvgaming and check out all the different tiers we offer there. But this is a perk specifically reserved for our patrons at the producer tier and above. And with that said, we have a few more super chats I'm going to read out, and then we are going to head on to our patron exclusive post show. So first we have Scar the Dragon is back again with $2 more. Thank you. I want to see Mario and Sonic X Kingdom Hearts. That might be too much cool in one thing, man. I don't know if I could handle all that.
Mushroom
Mario,
Kingdom Hearts
Sonic,
Zone.
and Kingdom Hearts.
Oh god.
That would be really cool, but I don't know if I could handle it, man. That would be amazing, though. Tommy Dianoth's Archives. I haven't seen your name in a while. Thank you so much with $5 Canadian. Why would Ariana Grande be put in Fortnite when she should have been in Final Fantasy XIV instead? Missed opportunity there, if you ask me. Well, wasn't she in like Brave Exvius or something?
Yeah.
She was. She was in Brave Exvius, which was so weird. But yeah, total missed opportunity. She should have been in 14. Jared Helder with $5 Canadian. Thank you, Jared. It's my birthday on Monday, and Rocket League came out on that day. 2016. Do you think we will ever get a sequel or spin-off for Rocket League? Well, first of all, happy almost birthday. And Rocket League is amazing, by the way. I just played that for a Fight of Founders session with both Goron, Amber, and Becca. We had a lot of fun. Well, they did do a spin-off, right? Rocket League Sideswipe came out like months ago, and apparently it's really good. I haven't played it because I don't really play mobile games, but apparently it's great from what I understand. So there is already a spin-off. But yeah,
we just gotta wait for the pattern to continue and wait for when Kirby does his spinoff of Rocket League instead, and he becomes the ball.
Oh my god!
Oh, there we go.
That could be so
everybody's
cool.
everybody's DDD and just using their hammers to knock around the Kirby ball.
That sounds amazing.
Or like your cars can get a copy ability, so you can like swipe or leave a trail of fire or have
it's all
wind going around.
Kirby.
I don't know.
It's all Kirby's, various colored
all
Kirby's.
Kirby's.
Yeah, there you go.
Nintendo
Kirby Planet Rocket League.
Yeah.
Nintendo, I know you're watching. I know you watch GVGcast every week, Nintendo. So I hope you're taking notes because that sounds amazing.
These are free ideas.
Yeah, free ideas. All right, and then we're closing things out with our good friend Goron Amber with $10. Thank you, Amber. My story is with Final Fantasy I on the NES. I was near the end of the game, but my brother didn't realize this, and he accidentally wiped my file. I still put the cartridge back in, started over, and finished it, which is... That is
Fair.
no mean feat with FF1 because that can be brutally difficult. If you know, I know you're an expert on FF1, Amber, but if you don't know what you're doing, that game can be really punishing. So good on you for going right back in and finishing it. And with that, that is our last super chat for the day, which means we have reached the end of episode 20 of the GVG cast. But I do have some breaking news. Steve likes to post or talk about breaking news during the show. It turns out one of our good friend John Cartwright, his latest video is going to go up on the channel at 7 p.m., which is 7 p.m. Pacific, which is 17 minutes from now. So those of you who are ready for your next dose of the incredible John Cartwright, get ready because his next video is going to be up on the channel at 7. And he is talking about how Persona 3 has been remastered by fans to be its best version ever. So if you're a Persona fan especially, look forward to that. John kicked ass on this video as he always does. So 7 p.m. Pacific going up during the post show, which we're about to go do. With that said, we are at the end of the show. Thank you so much for hanging out, everybody. We love doing this with you every week. And we just had a blast. Enjoy the weekend. As always, we do have to give a special thank you to all of our patrons at the producer tier and above for helping to make this show happen and helping to make everything we do happen. Because without you, it wouldn't be happening. So thank you so much. But as always, we have to give an extra special thank you to all of our patrons at the executive producer tier and above. And those fine, amazing, incredible, wonderful folks include Brandon Bovia, Cutie Caitlin, Fangs, Dan and Twistle, Z Patty, Just Brian, Sky Blue Flames, Eastman23, Adam O'Sullivan, Richard Herrera, Sonic X Ethan Meyer, Logan Daniel, Christopher Baque, The D-Pad, Vesmio, Waffle King, Critter XD, Kitty Kong Facts, Angel Martinez, Vedran Hotik, Joshua Hunter, Benny Yao, Azran127, Black King, Pagrima, Geller, Joseph Rutkin, Titus Malvolio, Geeky Griffin, Lucky Wonderfish, Kyle, Top Dog 23100, Young Ben Kenobi, Doug Shomix, Andrew Medeiros, Brady Power, Becca, Rocks the Cat, Killamox, Eddie B, Kit Fisto, Kenneth Lee Stingle, Jessica Toad, Deaneth, Sci-Fi Lullabies, Michael McCaw, Nope, it is just Nope, I love that, Matthew Wong, Goron Amber, Straight Lace, Justin Matthews, Too Much Spaghetti, Ascaron809, Ryaner, Nathan Steele, Raiden Clouds, The Game Orb, Dano the Artist, Super Gamer Dude 101, Grantles, Ravelox, Synchrolord, Rosa Pardo Bowling, Tasty's Mom,
Hello.
Kane Woolley, Skull Kid Tiger, Darksteel01, Jason Uloa, Jaden Buck, Cystic Warrior 29, DJ Jurassic, Dinner Sonic, Darik, Nova the Artist, Blaystar 25, Mumbling Yeti, Cameron Sharp, Screamo Shaman, Mason Riley, Keel, Willow Pingree, Moon Knight, Brendan Hesse, Hustlebun, Noah Fitterer, Calvin Atkinson, Ryan's Fault, Brainchild, Pat Pending, Jim Wakeland, Lauren Bond, Sridhar Ayala, Andy Mine P, Ad, Kyle the Monarch, Alpha Lion, Lord Metarex, Kyle Gamer and Barry Rookie, Jay Brox, Revolver Axolot, and finally, last but certainly not least, Blaze Collard. Thank you all so much for your incredible support of everything we do here. And once again, if you want to find out more about how you can get on that list, head on over to patreon.com/gvgaming. Check out all the tiers we offer there. But if you can't do that, if you just subscribe, like right here on YouTube, like the video, subscribe to us, that would mean everything because we are growing. Every little bit helps, and we are so close to 100,000 subs right here on YouTube. Once again, everybody, thank you so much. We'll see you next week. Good night and good vibes. Bye.
Bye.
Play Pokemon Puzzle League. I will fight you.
I'll take you on.